Hi, in this video, we're going to show you how to use the small remote control to control the 1080p HDMI input card for the aspect ratio adjustment. So here's the input card. Basically, on the input card, we have two deep switch, and the first one, which is for the IR, and the second one is for the audio embedded or using the HDMI internal audio. So basically, right now, if you want to do the aspect ratio adjusting, we need to have this IR deep switch pin 1 to the on position. So like right now, we just have it to the on position. We don't need to replug the card. We can just use this small remote control to do the settings. We can just press the menu button, but we need to make sure we have this small remote control aimed to this card. So we will have the OSD menu shows on the display, and then we can just press this right direction button. Then we can check out. Right now we already have this picture, and we have the aspect ratio. So just press the down position to the aspect ratio, then press the OK button. Then we can select the different aspect ratio, like the 16:9 or 4:3 or R2 or different zoom or just scan. So if we just put as the 4:3, and then we already have this setup, then we can just press the exit button on this small remote control to exit. After we did the settings, we need to make sure have this IR deep switch back to the off position. Besides, once we are doing the setting for the input card, we need to do one by one. We cannot do all the cards at the same time, just because the IR center is on this input card on this side. So if we have all the IR deep switch on the input card to the on position, it might have all the cards adjusted, but some of the cards may not respond. It could have the mess up. And so we already did the input card from the 6:9 to 4:3. If we want to have it back, we need to do the same. Have the IR deep switch back to the on position. Use the same IR remote control and hit the menu button. Then we will have the OSD shows on the display. Then the right arrow button. Then aspect ratio, and just choose the 6:9. Then hit the exit button. Now we have the input card set up. Then we just have this one to the off position. If you want to do the IR on the output card, basically we also need to do the same and put the IR to the on position. But for the output card, what we need to do, we will need to unplug out the card and plug back again. If we didn't plug out the output card, then when you use this IR remote control, it will not working. So we need to plug out this output card, then plug back, then wait a little bit until we got the image output to the display. Then we can use this IR remote control to start the settings. So now we already have the image output to the display. Then we can hit the menu button on the output side of this IR remote control. Same, press the menu button. Then we already got the OSD menu shows on the TV. Same, we just hit the down button. Then we got the aspect point-to-point option. Then hit the OK button on the remote control. then use the slightly different aspect ratio. It's 9, 4:3, R2. So normally we just leave it as R2. Then we can hit the OK button. Then press the menu, or just press the exit button directly on this IR remote control to exit the settings. So after we've done the settings, we also need to do the same. Have the IR setting on this output card back to the off position. The same, we need to make sure the other cards on the off position. Now we can just have this card plug out, plug back. Then it will the IR function will not workable on this output card. So this is how we use this small IR remote control to do the aspect ratio on the 1080p HDMI input card or the 1080p HDMI output card. Thank you.